Lights, camera,
Rolling.
action.
Welcome to my podcast, Let's Talk About Verticals, a place where secrets are spilled, stories unfold, and the mysterious world of verticals is revealed in all its glory. Behind the scenes, oh yes. Exclusive insights, absolutely. Eccentric characters, you bet. So pull up a chair, pour yourself something suspiciously strong, and prepare for a conversation you didn't know you needed. So welcome to the podcast Let's Talk About Verticals. And now, let's talk. Hello and welcome to my podcast Let's Talk About Verticals. Today I have the honor to talk to the Matriarch of 2025. She joins me for an episode and she joins me to talk about all the vertical stuff we love to talk about. So you can be curious what this episode brings out. And I say hello to Thresa Richardson. Welcome to my podcast, Thresa.
Hello, and thank you for allowing me to be here to chat with you about the world I love.
Where is your Matriarch prize?
Well,
Is
the
it
prize
beside
is...
your bed or where?
No. Can I tell you, I did have it on my nightstand for a couple of nights because it felt so surreal. It was so unexpected. I mean, yes, I was nominated, but I certainly did not expect to win. In fact, I told everyone the dress I wore to the event was a sitting dress, not a walking dress. And I tripped on the way up to the stage. I tripped on the way back off the stage, not a walking dress, but it sits next to my piano on a bookshelf.
I can tell you for me and for a lot of people, it was totally clear that you will get this prize. We were so sure. You know, as I told you, I'm sitting here in Germany. So for us, it was not possible to join in LA.
Right.
So I organized a watch party, a live watch party.
Fun.
It was in the middle of the night, nearly for us here. It was late in the evening.
That's right.
And I think we were 12 people, 15 people, I don't know. We watched it all together over Zoom live, and
Love that.
we
I
were
love that.
guessing in every category who will win the prize. And when your category came up, we said all on the same time, Thresa got it. I voted Thresa.
My
Me too.
goodness. Oh my goodness.
So-
Well, I am so touched that you did that. And I love that you did a screening party because I've heard from some people who weren't able to join that they made it like an Oscars night where they had, appetizers and beverages, and that they celebrated and made it their party too, which I think is great because it was a fan award. It was a fans night. It was absolutely a night for the fans. So I love that you had a soiree.
Yeah, I started watching verticals in summer 2023. So
Okay.
I was told from a few of your colleagues, you're an oldie. In this. Yeah, let's say it that way. It's okay. I can live with
No,
that.
it's totally, listen, I call myself an old gray mare. So no, I own that.
Okay. No, but as I said, I'm now watching for nearly 3 years. So I started watching it when everyone was new in this space, when a lot of actors were also new, and you saw that the first shows that dropped were not so good in quality. Everyone was a bit unexperienced and stuff. And so for me and for some of my colleagues I did the watch party with, we saw how all of you grow with the verticals, in acting, what has changed, what has improved, what has been, let's say, gone, which was in the beginning a bit shitty, but also all the upcoming platforms lately. When I started watching verticals, there was only Real Short, Drama Box, Good
Right.
Short, Short Max, and
Just a handful.
Pocket FM, I think. Yeah. So, and now we have more than 300 platforms. So
Yes, and I'm shocked every time I have a breakdown come through or an offer for a job, and I'll look at it and I'll think, I don't even know this platform. And I go and I do my homework to
Yeah.
determine who they are, what this is, etc. But I've now done 25 verticals. four leads, a few big ones with drama box, but some smaller ones also. And I've said over and over, there's no such thing as a small role, because if I'm working for a new platform and they say to me, well, this one's going to be a little different, this one's going to be a fantasy, or this one's going to be, I am thrilled, because as an actor, that's what you want to do. You want to put on a new costume, you want to put on a new skin, you want to have a new name, you want to wear your hair differently or put on a wig and inhabit this space. So more platforms means more opportunities. And I'm hoping that, just like you were saying, that things have grown and improved, I am hoping that more platforms bring more, I guess the right word would be competition, so that all of the other platforms stand up and pay attention and say, oh, we might want to elevate our game, because there's a lot of new kids on the playground.
Yeah, true. So what was your first vertical you did, and when was it?
The first vertical I did was a couple of years ago, and I had never heard of verticals, by the way. I'm old enough to remember nighttime soaps like Dynasty and things where Linda Evans and Joan Collins were wearing, couture gowns and pushing each other into pools or shoving cake into somebody's face. So I was familiar with that sort of storytelling. Also, I was not their demographic, but as a little girl, I remember rushing home from elementary school to watch Dark Shadows, which was a soap opera I don't know if it was syndicated anywhere else, but in America. But it was a soap opera that had vampires. Barnabas Collins was a vampire. And this was, back in the 70s.
You were fascinated or scared about that?
No, I was fascinated. I love storytelling. I read from a very, very early age. My grandfather his eyes were failing, and he needed someone to read the racing form from the San Francisco Chronicle, the horse races. So when I was about 2.5, he's like, come here, I'm going to teach you how to read, so that I could read the ponies. But I was very, very fascinated by fantasy and fiction, and I read everything. The dictionary was my favorite book as a kid. I loved reading new words every day. And so when verticals came about, my manager a couple years ago said to me, hey, I'm going to send you something. Look it over. And I thought, what in the actual hell is this? People are making billions and trillions of dollars, and there's an unknown baby daddy. How come he's unknown? Where was she? Was she even awake for this? So I was certainly intrigued. Some things I truly questioned when I showed up, but the very first one I did was called My Sister's Wedding. It's on Candy Jar, which was the platform was originally Galatea.
Candy Jar is based in Germany,
Oh, it is? Okay. Well, it was a vertical where they had a mother who had Alzheimer's who played piano. And
I saw this one.
I was the mother who played the piano. And it was fun because when the audition came through, they gave no information. And they forgot to attach the sides, the breakdown. And I thought, you know what? I play piano, been playing since I was 3. I sat down, I shot myself from different angles and sent it in, and then I got the job. So that was the very first vertical I ever did. I didn't even speak. I just played piano and looked forlorn and stared off into space, and I had no memory.
I saw this one. Yeah, I saw this one.
That was the first one.
Who was your daughter there?
Oh, her name's, I can see her face as plain as day, and I'm embarrassed that it's going to take me a moment.
That's my problem too.
Yeah,
I know exactly how she's looking, but I don't know. No, but I know exactly, I saw this one because, I love watching shows on Candy Jar because the storylines are so much better.
They're sweet.
And
I love that
mostly
it's called
based on
Candy
book.
Jar.
and
Yes.
mostly based on books. So that's why
Yes.
you never ever find a really stupid 50 episode long banquet scene on Candy Jar.
Yeah, the banquet
or stuff.
scenes are a lot.
And no, so I prefer watching shows on Candy Jar because when they are based on books, you can be
Right.
mostly assured that the storyline is good,
Well,
Then it's not
for
so
books,
full of abusive.
there's books. The books have a beginning, a middle, and an end. That's how books work. And sometimes the algorithms of the stories, the way verticals are, they have to have a cliffhanger. And I have to share something about that because when I'm on set with actors, I've often heard actors complain, why do we have to say this line again? I've already said this line. But I get DMs and emails from people who are caregivers in the medical field, not doctors, nurses, home caregivers, etc. And they have told me they like verticals because they get home at night. One woman said, when I get home at night, she said, I don't have the mental capacity to sit down and watch a movie or a traditional television show. She said, but what I can do is I can watch a vertical. And then she said, or I'll watch it at work between patients, my coffee break, my lunch, on the elevator.
That's a
And
good
she
thing
said,
about
and
the
when
episodes,
And she said, and my 5 free. And then when I come back a day or two later and I have forgotten, it reminds me with the repeated dialogue, with the repeated, and I thought, oh, well then this makes perfect sense to me why this is appealing at some levels. But if you're someone who's used to watching traditional television and binge watching episodes, it's a very different pattern for the brain. But it's talked about a lot here in Hollywood right now that the new, quote, Netflix model is that you have to have something happen every 3 to 5 minutes, like a cliffhanger, just like a vertical, so that the audience stays in and doesn't scan on their iPad or go to their phone. They don't scroll something else, that they need those dopamine hits that verticals also provide with their format. But yeah, the banquet scenes, I can tell you, as hard as they might be for you to watch, they're really hard to shoot too.
Yeah, I know. And to be honest, I never understood why a scriptwriter can make a bunch of money out of the story where the only question is it really him or her, or is he a fraud? And sometimes I'm sitting in front of my smartphone and scream at the screen and say, Google him. If he's such a well-known person, you have a phone, Google him.
Yeah,
That's it.
I had a relative who met a woman and said, in a bar, and he goes, yeah, she had no idea who I was, and he has a little notoriety. And I said, are you kidding me? That woman went in the bathroom and Googled you before she came back powdering her nose. So just relax.
Sure. No, and that's why I'm always so, come on, Google him.
Right,
when he
Google
says
him.
he's the richest man in town, you'll find him on Google.
Yeah,
Sure.
just relax over there.
And then the problem could be solved in 5 seconds and not in 50 episodes.
Not
you know
in
what I
58.
mean?
So speaking of mystery personalities, my daughter in my sister's wedding those years ago was a lovely actress by the name of Sammy Ray.
Sammy Ray. Okay, no, we want to give her a shout out. We don't want to. No, I saw this vertical. I know I saw this one.
It was sweet. It was intelligent. She was an artist. She was educated. She was a very strong female personality. And the production company, also a company called Purple Cactus, it's women owned, women run, women production. And I think that was why the female voice was quite strong, even with the crew, the cast, everything about that project. So I was very proud that was my first. The second was Banquety.
Okay, so you dive totally into the deep one. No, okay.
Opposite end of the spectrum.
No, but when you're now looking back to this first shooting and to your last one, what has changed in the vertical space since then?
Oh, I can tell you that the first handful that I did felt very much. I was an actor. I was an actress when I was very, very young in life, and I sort of transitioned into music and television production. And over the years, when my hair turned white, I went back to. I had been doing theater, but I went back to in front of the camera. So when you start out as an actor or you return to acting after an absence, one of the first things you do is a lot of student films. Like you go to New York Film Academy or USC or all of the many wonderful film programs here in Los Angeles, and you work with student filmmakers. The first full for few, not the very first, because they were very professional, but a lot of the early verticals I did felt like student films. Everything was sort of fly by the seat of their pants. Yes, you're here for 12 hours, but we don't really know exactly when we're going to need you in that 12 hours. So just sit, make yourself comfortable. We have pizza for lunch, and I have to tell you, it was grueling but rewarding. Since then, I feel like the productions, because we've been through a lot in Los Angeles with between the strikes and the fires and just the trauma that our city has gone through. Production has changed. It has changed in a way that it's like the city itself had some kind of medical emergency to where it's learning to walk and talk again. And so a lot of the people that showed up in the vertical world were people that worked in film and television, either in the indie world or the actual bona fide studio film production. A lot of them did it very quietly, did it on the DL. I had a photographer yesterday say to me, "Oh, you're in verticals. Do you use a fake name?" And I said, "No." And he goes, "Oh, well, does the union know?" I said, "I'm going to stop you. I have been non-union for years because I was basically told, do you want to work or do you want the cachet of something that may or may not lead to work?" I love what I do. I love the independent scene. I love that people have skin in the game. In the vertical world, the people that have come to work in the trenches, as of what we're doing, they love what they do. Our DP loves what he does. He doesn't care that it's a vertical. He doesn't care. He might have aspirations of working for Focus Features or Sony or, so the world has changed in that there's a lot of really wonderful craftspeople that have come to our table, to our banquet table, if you will, and they are making everything about what you watch a little more beautiful, a little more grounded, a little more relatable. They are working to change some of the storylines. Yes, they still have people at the banquet smacking one another and accusing one another, but that's human nature. We all know at every level of business and life, really rotten people that do terrible things, and when they get discovered, man, it's a fireworks display. And so verticals kind of, life imitates art, art imitates life. They've changed in that people have something to say now. They're not just copying a formula that they saw work in another country, in another market. They're starting to make it the best it can be at a lot of levels.
Yeah. And I think also you see that a lot of actors themselves started writing. So I think, or I'm hoping for, as I said, more good storylines, because you're
Yes.
not transporting over from China all the stuff where the intercultural
Right.
difference is happening also in the stories,
Yes.
So I love to see
And we
that
discuss that a lot.
I'm
We talk
giving
about that a
lectures
lot.
about intercultural differences at the university. So I know, and I did an episode. It was really interesting, with two people. One was from Korea, and one was half Korean. And we talked about the intercultural differences in verticals because she watched a lot of Key and C dramas. And so we discussed what's the difference between the Western verticals and the Eastern verticals and stuff. And she said also it's needed that the Western start writing on their own because a lot of points, the weakness of the women, for example, is in the Asian cultural natural that the women are always devoted.
Yes.
But for us, it's so, oh, come on, that cannot happen, that she
cannot
always
happen.
gets weak, you know? So
As the matriarch, I've had stories. I once had a storyline that I was having a hard time saying a line, and the director came over. It was a female director, and she came over and she said, "Is there a problem?" I said, "Yeah, there's something in the script. I got to tell you, I just don't want to say it." And she goes, "What?" I said, "Well, there's a line where I say that I should have known that the heir to the woman who was giving birth to my heir would be so young and beautiful." And she kind of shrugged her shoulders, and I said, "Okay, I can be vain. My character can be vain and shallow and focus on her beauty. That's terribly, terribly shallow." I said, "But I'm having a problem saying that the words were, quote unquote, so very young and beautiful." I said, "Very young upsets me." I said, "I'm a mother, I have a daughter, and if someone came for her just because she was young," I said, "I'd have a problem with it. So if it's okay with you, I'd like to change the line that I'm just a shallow individual who says she's so very beautiful." That's bad enough.
without the young.
So they brought the producers out to talk to me. "Oh, you're having a problem? What's the problem?" "Well, I don't want to say that. I think it's wrong." And they were women, by the way. And I said, "I'll tell you what, I'll give you both. I'll give you both. I'll say the line that you've written, someone wrote, because I have great respect for writers. However, I do not have respect for this line, and I'll be shallow, but I will not focus on how young she is. I just can't." And they were like, "Okay, you do you, boo-boo."
And what did they take in the end?
She's so very beautiful.
Okay, that's good. No, because for
But
me,
I mean, little tiny microaggressions, constant,
Yeah.
and the more we do speak up, and to your point, the more actors write the scripts they want to see, because I think we know how to tell. Every actor I've ever met knows how to tell a story.
True.
And I feel like, if maybe they don't understand absolutely the craft of it, then partner with someone who will help you create the thing. We've made all these verticals based on a working financial model. And I don't want to put too fine a point on it, but the difference between making billions and making millions on a 6-figure budget, I feel like we could be happy with millions. And we should be happy with stories that have some kind of merit and gravity and foundation for a better tomorrow, even if billions is the junk food for our mind and somebody somewhere is getting some nice homes, yachts, and cars out of it. Let's focus here.
have you seen the lately dropped pirate verticals?
I am a huge fan of Scotty Mullen and Dylan Vox, who I think is a wildly, wildly talented creative. And Scotty's
this duo is phenomenal.
And Scotty is a prolific and wonderful writer. I think that fantasy to come true for them, that they wanted to do a pirate vertical, I love it. It lends itself toward, let's be clear, the pirate world wasn't really known for their treatment of women, or
But it was well
being
done
very
in
nice
the
to the
vertical,
towns they visited. But it was beautiful. They took something that could have been really very tropey filled and made it something glorious. So no, I'm glad they did it. I love it.
Yeah, that was the other pirate they shot in Vancouver. I did a recording also with the cast of that, and Julie Bruns told me there is only one slap in this vertical and it's happening in the first 10 seconds. And I said, what? only one slap in the whole vertical. What?
What world
she
am I
said-
living in?
And she said, yeah. And it's in the first 10 seconds. You can see it. And then
And hopefully
it's
someone
only,
deserved it.
yeah, true. I checked that. Yeah, it was a man being rude to a woman, and she slapped him.
Smack.
So it was really good.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
But that was the only slap in the whole vertical. And the other stuff was discussed in sword fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and I
who
said,
doesn't love a good
that's
sword
so good. And no one
Yes.
can tell me, in both Pirates, no hospital scenes, no banquet scenes.
Yeah, no banquet
Not many
scenes,
slaps,
no
but they
cruel-
all were so great and entertaining.
Yeah, and again, the Scotty and Dylan, I think, really brought some creative integrity to the project they really wanted to make. And I know from what I've heard, it was challenging at so many levels for them. But I'm excited to see what's next.
I recorded with Scotty, with Dylan, with everyone on our own. And I'd asked Dylan how the hell he get this ship. Because this ship was so... And I was
Magnificent.
so... Yeah, and that they shot a whole day out on sea.
Out on this water, out on the open frickin' ocean.
Yeah. And I said, how the heck can you do that? And I was so glad not to see the 20th time, every time the same billionaire mentioned, you know what I mean? It was so
Right.
new in everything.
It was great storytelling.
Yeah, it was so new in everything. I recorded also with Amy Kazaza. She did the hair, makeup, and wardrobe for this pirate one. And I said, it was so fresh in hair, in the storyline, in the wardrobe, in the shooting location.
Yeah.
It was so entertaining. And it was a vertical
Yeah.
you could watch with your whole family. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
exactly. You didn't have, it was not a not suitable for work kind of thing. I wish them every success, and I truly, again, a lot of creative people of tremendous minds came together to make that, and may theirs be the model that everybody else would like to copy.
Yeah, and I'm very happy that we have the smaller platforms, like in that case, My Drama, or also the other pirate one went to Candy Jar and MovePix. That we have the platforms who are willing to take the risks for new stories.
Yes,
You know?
yes. And
Because-
again, it's the difference between billions and millions, and I feel like we should be
Exactly.
happy with millions. When I see that something is, received 2.7, you see the numbers attached, and I go 2.7 million, it's like, you know what, that to me is a success. I get that people want to see 246 million, and that's great, but you are now pushing categories just for the sake of the money, and I think the story needs to be first, and I think audiences will demand it. Here in Hollywood, we do often something called a focus group, which I don't think verticals have the luxury of. You get a script on Monday, you're cast by the following Monday, you're shooting the Monday after that, you're in post the Monday after that. It goes so fast and furious that there isn't a lot of pre-production, certainly, and after post-production, there is no chance to do a focus group, maybe recut the ending or improve something for audiences like we do with the big things. But again, I hope that the audiences speak up and put their foot down and say, we demand better, because we deserve it, and we have choices now.
I'm doing every month a monthly recap with the 5 big review ladies for this podcast. So we talk always about the latest vertical that dropped in a recent month. And we talk about what happened in the vertical space we talked lately about all the upcoming AI stuff, for example, or we also talked about this new genres dropping. And we have some different categories we are talking about every month, about side roles, because we in our opinion, the side role actors are totally underestimated in verticals, but so needed.
Right.
And then we talk about actor, actress of the month, also the app of the month, but also the crap of the month. So we're discussing.
Oh, okay.
We talk about. I'm asking my 5 big review ladies. I'm sure you know them. Megan from Real Drama.
Yeah.
Aline from I Love Verticals. Then
Yes.
Caitlin from Verticate. Dalia from Vertical Films Lover, and Shika from Vertical View Weekly. So, and the first question we are always discussing is, how many verticals have you watched in this month, and how many drop-offs did you have, and why? Why did you drop off?
Interesting.
And I'm, to be honest, the latest 3 months, I was the one with the most drop-offs. But then we are discussing why we turned it off. What was annoying? What was the reason why we couldn't watch it? What was disappointing in that? We are not saying it's shit. We are giving always the reasons why we dropped off, or what was not good made. Because it's so different in reason why you could drop off. Sometimes the post-production ruined the whole vertical. You know, the sound is bad or whatever.
Right.
Sometimes the storyline is so shit that even the cast could rescue it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes you have a good story, but there is no chemistry between the leads that you get hooked. There are so many different reasons, and we talk every month. I mean, you have to see roundabout every one of us is watching, let's say in the average, roundabout 50 till 60 verticals per month. So we are talking about a few verticals, you know.
You have
I've watched more. I've watched more than 1,500 verticals now.
Wow.
So you know, the thing is, we sure have our, let's say, preferred actors and actresses, but we are so happy to see new actors also, but also we see how many storylines are repeated and repeated and repeated, or how many storylines are new.
And if something is popular, they reshoot it,
that's
different
it,
title.
with the same cast. And not even sometimes, we saw a bunch of shows, sometimes they were released with, I think, a few days
of each other
between them. Same title, totally same storyline. Even the characters had the same name. It was only a different cast.
Yes, and as actors, we see that come across our breakdown services. And I was thinking that you and the ladies, your vertical viewing as critics, it's sort of like dating apps. You are swiping left, swiping right. Do I like this one? Am I going out on a date with this one? Well, we went. It was okay. The food wasn't great. Oh, the atmosphere.
It is
too much.
It is. It is. But that's it. But the problem is, as you said, this upcoming number of platforms is good. For the audience, it's hard. For the audience, it's hard.
Yeah.
Because you cannot purchase everywhere a membership to watch one show. It's getting more and more expensive to watch verticals, to be honest.
I have to tell you, my business brain tells me that, and I've wondered this for a couple of years. My family was in the publishing industry, and magazines made their money not so much by subscribers; they made it from advertising. They people took out full page ads anywhere. Advertising was anywhere from $5,000 to $150,000 for a glossy magazine. And as you flip through them, there are more and more ads, but that's how they keep the lights on. That's how they print the magazine. That's how they pay the employees. And I have often said, I feel like the subscriber model, both in what we watch as streamers and through these apps, the advertisers have been losing their minds and their money for years. They no longer have the CPMs, the eyeballs that look for their ads. You're not seeing them on films. You're not seeing them on television anymore. You scroll past them, you zap past them, you X out of them when they're on your phone. Even when you're watching, and for free, you're watching your platforms, and people will do something else while the ad plays. Come back. The advertisers are losing their minds and their money about how to reach people. And I have said over and over and over, first of all, next time I go to China to work, somebody needs to have a deal with an airline. I don't want to fly economy 20 plus hours to go to another country to shoot. I love going I'd like to go with just a little bit more comfort on the way
Yeah.
there and when I'm wildly exhausted on the way back, but they can't, you need to start the platforms need to start figuring out how to put every actor in a pair of eyeglasses that's paid for, carrying the purses that are paid for, wearing the shoes that are paid for, so that we as audiences, I know because I watch the verticals, and when I walk onto a set and I have an absolutely exquisite Excalibur stylist who puts me in something, I immediately go, what is this? I kind of want to own this.
Yeah.
And so I feel like even as an audience member, I look at something and I go, oh, what is that? I want to know where the link is to figure out who the actors are, what they're wearing. Oh my God, what was that lip color? And let them pay for the audiences to have this absolutely wonderfully delicious viewing experience to where they're not paying their car payment to watch things.
Yeah,
But that's
because
just me.
Yeah, no, because it's getting more and more expensive to watch. Roundabout,
Yes, it is.
for me, it is $20 for a weekly membership.
For one platform, Michaela.
Yeah,
For one.
I know. And Shara TV lately dropped, and they say, okay, you can pay per show. But to be honest, if I have to pay $15 per show that I can review it,
Yeah. As
but
a
if
reviewer,
I'm watching, last month we did the May recap a few days ago, I've watched 59 shows.
as a reviewer, I also think somebody
cannot
should
do
be
it.
helping you do what you do.
I cannot do it.
You should be subsidized. Again, this is my opinion. So
Yeah, but to
don't
be
come
honest,
at me, people.
You don't even get as an actor the own stuff you
No.
shot for free.
No,
That's so silly.
No, we don't. But you know what? I'm old. I've done a lot of things, and over the years, you'd sign up for a job, and it would say copy, credit, meal. You might get a meal that's cold pizza or a sub sandwich. You do not get copy, and often you didn't get credit. You
Yeah.
were lucky if you got a meal. This has been an age-old story for actors. It's just the way it is, and we know that. And actors get very creative how they get their material or how they get their footage. We can all quibble with certain things about what we do, but
Yeah.
I still feel like the vertical industry has become so popular. It is so well, they're making money. I feel like if it doesn't trickle down to certain aspects of the industry, I understand that. It's just what it is. I know friends who have worked on massive films and television shows. They ended up on the cutting room floor. They got a meal. They maybe got their money. They didn't get a credit. I mean, it's just, even at that level, it's just the nature of this business. But I do feel like if I could paint a kinder, gentler world, there would be subsidizing for you as a reviewer, which will trickle down to the people who say, oh, these critics loved these. Absolutely, I want to buy that. It's the way the film industry works. People go see it. You base whether you're going to buy $50 tickets to the movie theater on what Rotten Tomatoes said. So I don't know. I feel like there's plenty of room for everybody to get something.
Yeah,
and
it
make it
is.
better.
It is, and lately it got even worse that most reviewers' account were took down from Instagram.
I saw that.
Because they are not allowed to do snippets out of the poster. That's why I'm saying, what the heck? You get free advertising from the
Right.
reviewers, and
But I wonder if some of that, I don't know, you'd have to tell me. Do you guys reach out to like the legal departments for some of these platforms and say, this is what we'd like to do?
for example, from I Love Vertical, she had really good contact with someone. It happened mostly to Colors TV and Drama TV stuff, and so
Right,
not every
right.
platform did it. And she had a really good contact with someone from Colors and said, listen, we are only using the poster, not even snippets
Right.
out of the vertical. We are using the poster, which
Help
is
us
for
help you.
free for everyone
Yes.
to see in the app. We are not publishing stuff from behind the paywall. We are only
Were they
using.
okay with that?
And the lady from Kalos TV said to Aline, for example, she should give her the Instagram profile names, and we got they got mostly of the sites and the posts and stuff back. But
Yeah.
it only happened after you have the luck, or you were lucky to get someone
Yeah.
who is, fine with that.
Right.
But sometimes it's an algorithm checking on Instagram automatically, and then you get
Right.
restricted, and it's the same with, for example, Harrison Keem lately, an Australian actor. He got also completely, his Instagram profile got deleted last week, so
Oh man.
without knowing really a reason why. And that's
Right.
what I'm saying. Okay, listen, sometimes in my opinion, I know that the reviewers, even if I'm doing this episode with 5 reviews, so we are 6 people, but
Right.
we published now so far 9 monthly recaps, and I can tell you from the downloads that roundabout every monthly recap is listened from more than 5,000 people. So,
Wow.
and then
They should be happy.
it's like a snowball system, as you said. Someone said, "Oh, they talked about this and that. Maybe I should give it a try because I have actually a membership there or whatever." So,
Right.
as I said, it's free advertising for them.
Right. Yes,
but
it is.
sometimes the platforms are so silly that they said, "No, it's copyright. You cannot
Yeah.
do that."
And it's the kind of thing where they're already doing so well. This is a blip on their radar. This is a
It
tiny
is.
little. It's a
It is.
mosquito in the yard of their banquet. That's it. And they don't.
Yeah, that's very well said. No, but I'm hoping, the one thing that this new platform is good, because as you said, then the fight between platforms are getting a bit, let's say, more. But to be honest, I'm hoping for that the numbers of platforms are getting reduced a bit, by because actually we have so many platforms that
Yes.
for the audience it's really hard to
It's
decide
overwhelming, I
where
bet.
to watch what.
Yes.
So that's one reason. But I know they started shooting verticals here in Germany lately, 2 hours from my
Oh.
hometown. In the Black Forest, the production company started shooting. The first vertical was in totally German. The second they shot was English spoken. And I know, for example, that they will also launch an own platform for their verticals. So I think there will come up a bunch of new platforms still. But I'm hoping that this type of new platforms, which will enter the market, are all bring also the new storylines with them, or
Yes.
let's say type of different storylines. I saw,
think
for
it will.
example, the trailer for the second one they shot here in Germany. It's that's really cool. It's called The Lost Path. It's about 5 students with the car breaks down in the forest, and they have to do a little
Oh.
forest adventure, with a tent
a
and
forest
mysterious, with
Yeah.
mysterious. So it looks really good. No
like it.
billionaire,
Yeah,
no
I'm-
mansion,
I'm
no
all-
hospital.
yes.
You know what I mean?
I'm all for the good stories. I want to see the psychological dramas. I want to see the stories that again just crack the box open from the banquet and from the mystery.
I would love to see
paternal-
less typical hospital scenes.
Yeah. Same.
So
Fingers crossed.
yeah, we are still hoping.
Yes.
What was your favorite role you have done so far?
It's like when people say, "Oh, you can't have a favorite child." I actually have a couple, and one I just finished. I just wrapped for. I think I'm allowed to say it's for Drama Box.
Okay.
Where I when I get a chance to play the truer of the mothers or grandmothers, whether I'm a wealthy grandmother, I'm a meddling grandmother, because sometimes I think meddling is well-intentioned. I don't think every mother or grandmother wants to meddle in their children's lives, but I think we all have stories about how our paternal unit, maternal units tried to influence us in a way we didn't care for, but maybe later in life we realized, oh, their intentions were good, or they came to this with the tools they were given and maybe misguided or whatever. My favorite roles are always the ones where I get to have a deep connection with the person playing my child, my family, and where I actually am the voice of reason, or the person who takes down the bad guys. There is nothing that makes me happier, because I am that kind of mother. My daughter gave me a t-shirt a few years ago. It's wearing out, but I wear it all the time to remind myself who I am. But it says Mama Bear, because I am for the most part very accepting, very, very loving of people. But if you hurt someone I love, even if they're not my family, but if you hurt someone and it's on my watch, I will take you down. And I like being that person.
That's good. When you can do it in verticals, that's good.
Yeah.
And what would be a dream role you never had the chance to play yet, but you would love to play?
Oh,
maybe a really bad witch in a
I want to be a witch. I've been wanting my witch role ever since I was a kid and reading the stories about magical realism, of which, Practical Magic 2 is coming out in September. There's a reason a lot of people connect with that, because when you find a little bit of magic in your actual life, it just makes you believe in something greater than yourself. Whether that's, the witch, the religion, the spirituality, whatever that is, to believe in something bigger than yourself. And there is something fabulous about a good magic story where something's bigger than you. And I would love that kind of role. I watch, House of Dragons, and I think, oh, who doesn't want to be in a fantasy world where they run the kingdom? Or who doesn't want to be in the story where they're the wise older woman imparting knowledge to?
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I saw you every time in a witch role. I don't know why.
Oh, me too.
I love
maybe because there's a little magic in my world.
I love being a witch. I already played a bad witch in kindergarten in Sleeping Beauty. I don't know, because of my black hairs, I don't know, but I was already the witch from the beginning. And here in Germany, we have in January and February the carnival time, and I'm in a witch club.
Okay.
I have a handmade wooden mask of a witch. We are a witch club. With a bit of saga
can you see what's hanging on my wall?
Oh, the white owl. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, the white owl, a broom. Because I think a lot of people have seen that energy. It's my daughter, when she moved out, she forgot one of her mugs, and it's the evil queen from Snow White. And every now and then I use that mug because I need a little evil queen energy, my coffee, to get my day started. It's like, yeah, that's going to help me get through this day.
Yeah, it's never. Sometimes the people are asking me, as I said, here the carnival here in Germany or in the south of Germany is really crazy, because there are so many clubs with handmade wooden masks, and every figure has its own saga. What happened?
Its own story of how it came to be.
And I live here near the Danube, the big river, and I'm in the Danube Witch Club, where the saga is that she was wandering around the Danube, and in foggy, rainy nights. Nice. She was a bit bad. You know what I mean?
Oh. Well, here's what we're going to manifest, Michaela. We're going to manifest your story and I'm going to come to Germany and shoot it. And we need to do it to where we wrap right around Carnival so I can go with you.
Yeah, yeah, you have to. I spoke with Brittany Pizzaroli, and when we recorded, she had a mug which looked like from The Witch, you know, where she's cooking all the stuff in it.
Oh, there's a
And
little
she
cauldron.
said, I want to do so badly a
You're
witch
right.
verticals or witch club vertical with only witches,
we
with
go.
with only different powers and stuff. Maybe one male, you know, but
Yeah,
the
maybe.
rest, the
Just for eye
rest
candy.
only a witch club, you know. And I said,
Yeah.
that's so mysterious, crazy, funny. Why not?
Why not? So fingers crossed that you make that happen.
Yeah, I tell everyone we have here in Europe a big lottery jackpot, which is round about every time 100 million euros.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
already said to Dylan Vox, I asked him how much budget I need to get a vertical from
You
him.
win it through the lottery. I like
No,
it.
because listen, Dylan Vox told me that he is, and he said that exactly in that words, he is the James Cameron of low budgets.
I think you are correct. I think
And-
he is correct. I will-
asked him with how much money I have to come up that he will get me a vertical, or he will make me a vertical.
Yeah.
And he said,
yeah.
and I said to Scotty, I need this combination and I have to know how much money I need. And
There you
Scotty
go.
told me then, if you shoot it in Spain, because Scotty loves Spain,
Oh, there we go.
he will do it for free.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, if I come to Germany, I'll do it for free.
Yeah, you can come to
I like
Germany. Have you
Spain.
ever been? Have you ever been in Germany?
I've not. I've been to Spain. I've been to France. I've been to
All
I've been
around?
to-
You want to say all around Germany or what? And you have never been here?
I have never been, and my daughter had the opportunity to work in Berlin, and I was sort of hoping she would take it so I could come to see her, but she chose Madrid instead, and so I've wanted to go to Germany since I was a little kid, so I'll
Have
get
you
there.
ever
I'll
shot
get there.
vertical in Europe?
No, not yet, just China.
China, okay. No, because the shootings in vertical are coming up here in Europe lately. Because
I've
I was
connected with
told-
an agency. Maybe it'll happen.
Because I was told so many times that shooting here over in Europe is getting less expensive than shooting verticals in
Yes.
LA.
Oh
That's
no,
why
LA is very expensive.
That's
Very
why
expensive.
a lot of companies prefer to go or to come over to Europe to shoot here.
Yeah, between the permits and the rentals and just it's a lot. And the other thing I can tell you from experience, when I was young, people loved when there was filming. Oh, they'd gather on the sidewalk, they'd want to see it. We'd have people come and bring cookies. Oh, I saw that you're all shooting a film. I brought you something. Now people are like, I'm going to run my my leaf blower. Give me $100 and I'll stop so you can continue shooting. They don't like us. The
Okay.
attitude toward filming in Los Angeles has become really, really, really ugly. I've shot films where you have to do what they call canvass the neighborhood for the film commission to tell your neighbors or wherever you're shooting, hey, we're doing a thing here. And man, people are, and you tell them, listen, your house isn't even going to be in the shot. We're literally shooting a few doors away. We're filming on the front lawn or whatever it is. We're never going to see your house. Oh no, I don't want you to do this. Oh, now you've delayed filming because we have to either get you to sign the paperwork or people don't sign the paperwork. It's very complicated, and people don't feel welcome when they're filming. You go to I've filmed in other states, and man, they cannot wait. Oh, my kid will be an extra in your film. Oh, can we come down? Oh, we'll cater your lunch one day. I mean, there's a very different attitude about it that we don't have anymore. It feels a little hostile and expensive.
Here in Germany, we have a lot of castles. Germany is the country of castles.
Yes.
You could do. I shot a movie in my hometown here. There is a big castle with really big history, because my hometown was in the Second World War the capital of France for 9 months. And that's why this castle here was not destroyed, because the Vichy regime got this castle from our shitty boss in the Second World War. They got that as a possibility to go out of France and be safe. So that's why this castle was not destroyed in the Second World War. And my hometown, it's a town with 10,000 people, and that's it. But this town was the capital of France. And because they had to leave totally in a rush when the Americans came here to Germany, they left everything behind in this castle. And there was a prisoner who wrote a diary, and based on this diary, a French production company shot a documentation movie in this castle. And I was asked if I want to play the French president's wifey in this movie, because I looked really a lot like her, as I found out while I'm Googling her.
Right.
So I was asked if I want to do it, and I said, sure, in my hometown, in my castle. Because
how lovely.
the castle is open for the public, but you cannot go in every room and stuff. It's, special rooms. But with this shooting, I had the possibility
the access.
go in so many different rooms. And the funny part was, every morning on 7 a.m. you go to wardrobe and mask, and when you got out and more deeper into the castle, it was like a time capsule, bang, back in 1944.
Wow.
It was so good. It was so good. And with all the original stuff they left, the newspapers and stuff. It was so like, I was totally, I'm feeling like back in 1944.
Right.
And this documentation movie was shot in our castle, and it was shown here. It was dubbed to German. It was original in French, and it was shown in France. It was a really big hit. And one of the actors who played my husband in that movie was at the same time in the cinema here in Germany. And I was so, hello, nice to meet you.
How very
You are my husband now. And later he
cool.
won in Cannes.
Oh my goodness, how lovely.
It was so good, but we have so
How
many
surreal.
really great castles to shoot period pieces, I can tell you.
Yeah, that would be lovely.
So I'm hoping, I'm in contact with a few production companies, because verticals are not so very common here in Germany, actually.
Right.
But it's coming a bit.
It's coming.
The Germans needed the safety first, that it's not a fling. So I'm on it, because a lot of people said, when I contact them, they said, what do you know about verticals? And I said, I think I already know more than you about verticals.
You are
and
very versed.
I know a lot of people from the vertical space. So I'm thinking actually about generating, as I said, I'm a studied business informatics lady, generating a database where everyone who wants to shoot in Europe can give me the contact data and a few, the data which are needed, so that these German production companies can come to me and say, listen, I need a lead one, this height, that hair color, whatever.
Right.
Can you give me some advices from people I can contact?
Well, that's my fairy godmother wish for you, that comes to be.
It's in progress.
Yay.
I'm not the talker, I'm more the maker.
You're the doer.
Yeah. No, so I'm sure that Europe, all the Ukrainian short verticals, I saw recently casting calls for Poland, for Georgia, from also then Istanbul, Italy.
Istanbul, I have actor friends who actually live there, and they love production.
If you ever have the chance to shoot in Istanbul or Lithuania, it's for drama pops. The quality is always so dang good, I can tell you.
I would love that.
Yeah, so we will have to make you a kind of bucket list,
A bucket list. I'm going to write it down right now. I'm going to write it down.
Why not? We will see what happened. I mean, let's say nearly the first half of 2026 is gone, but there is another half left. And I have the feeling that 2026 is a lot of movement in this industry.
Yes.
From the
There's been
beginning
a
of the
lot.
year.
Yeah. There's been a lot. I was telling someone in another interview recently where I talked about when, I first would talk to people about verticals, there was the eye roll or the hair flip. It's like, oh gosh, But I find that the more I see articles in things like Forbes and Bloomberg and Rolling Stone and all of the people that want to be a part of this, it's like, I don't know. I feel like even back in the day, I think when film killed vaudeville and people in vaudeville were so up in arms about movies, the silent films, I feel like we are sort of the silent films that are causing a stir, and that more and more people will realize, oh, we want to be part of this and we want to make it better. Because let's face it, film in its early days was kind of childlike, kind of, breaking ground, not the greatest stories. They were pratfalls and slapstick, and then they became dramas, and they became romance, and they became intrigue. And I don't know, I think yes, there's room for growth. I think there is a lot of movement. I think there's a lot of legitimacy that is starting to be seen. And I don't know, as an actor, I'm really happy to be in this world. I have nothing bad to say. There are challenges, there are difficult situations and personalities and financial issues. And I mean, there's all the things that you have with anything, but it's like a great relationship with someone you care about. You take a little of the bad with the good because it's rich and wonderful and you want to be there for it.
Yeah, I'm sure we will have some great improvements, hopefully. We are always the hopers,
We
not
are.
the bad talkers. So, Theresa, on the end of every episode, I'm asking everyone the same 5-question quickie.
Okay.
So, first one, as I said, I published a cookbook. I always wanted to know, what's your favorite dish to eat?
Oh, it's kind of subjective to my mood, but if I could only eat one food for the rest of my life, I love I'm a strange bird in that I like leafy greens. If I could only eat leafy greens, whatever that might look like for the rest of my days,
Really?
I think I'd be sauteed, roasted, shown to fire, ground up in a smoothie. There is something, and I don't know if it's a nutritional issue with my body going, I need more.
That keeps you addicted to it.
Yeah. Coming back for more.
So, soul food anytime?
Yeah.
That's good. That's needed. Do you have any comfort movie to watch?
Yes, there's a movie I watch on repeat, and my family would make fun of me for it, but I would watch while you were sleeping. There was once upon a time, streamers would show a film, and you'd get to the end of it, and it would play it again, and it would play it again, and I would just have it on in the background when I was cleaning my house, ironing, doing dishes. I still love that movie, everything about it.
Yeah, I was just thinking what the German title was, but yeah, I saw this movie. But in
With
German.
Sandra Bullock and Bill Pullman.
Yeah. In Germany, it's called Während du schläfst.
All right.
Yeah. Do you have any type of, let's say, comfort music or music you really love to listen to?
Yes, Electric Light Orchestra. Whenever I'm getting ready for a job and I need that little self-esteem push, I will listen to Long Black Road. If I need some kind of a pick-me-up, I'll listen to Mr. Blue Skies. I will listen to anything that Jeff Lynne, actually, I should clarify. Anything that Jeff Lynne of ELO has produced, I will listen to it. And he did things like Annie Lennox and the Traveling Wilburys. I mean, he's a musical genius. So I would listen to him, and also Bach. I tell my family if I'm ever hospitalized, I want a set of headphones and I want to listen to Bach all day, 24/7. I don't want to hear the nurses. I'm sure they're lovely. I don't want to hear about what they're having for lunch or what their boyfriend did on vacation. I want to hear Bach.
Yeah, why not? I mean, okay, last two questions. If I would come to you and say, Theresa, I've never watched any verticals, which one of yours should I definitely have watched?
Oh, my first instinct is to tell you the one that was the most popular was The Long Lost Heiress. The Long Lost Heiress Returns. That has been by far the most
Which
popular
platform?
thing. Drama Bucks. That has been the most popular of anything I have ever done, and the one that I received probably, or did receive, the most comments from viewers who wrote to me, sent me DMs, etc. So I think that would have to be my answer.
And
I
it's
have
full of
since
classic
done
vertical
some,
tropes.
I feel like, yeah, but I think that would be because that was so well received for whatever
Yeah,
reasons.
and it was the first of this kind. Later, there were a few with kind of similar storylines like
Yes.
that, but it
Yes.
was the first of this kind. And I think,
But whenever I'm the mother protecting the daughter, I feel like that's what I would like people to see.
yeah. No, and it had a lot of typical vertical story tropes.
Very typical story tropes and archetypes.
Yeah, it is. So, last question. Which genre you want to see more or maybe new in the vertical space?
I want to see historicals. I want to see the Golden Age, the Jane Austen, the cowboy western. I want to see period dramas. I like the idea that people can be transported to another time. So whether those are psychological dramas, romantic comedies, I want to see things that remove us from where we are today, which can be really crappy, and be taken someplace else, whatever that might be.
Yeah. Oh, I would love to see this Western ones. You know, the old Western style with the saloon and the barmaids and the sheriff and lassos and duels and
Yeah. And I think that when you get into that kind of storytelling, which also, by the way, very popular in the silent films and old Hollywood, people love to go to the movies and they all ended with a cliffhanger. The cowboy's on the edge, literally on the edge of the cliff. What's going to happen? Oh no, they met the bad guys. Oh no, the sheriff's,
and
so.
robbery and kidnapping makes totally sense in this.
Yes. I did a Western and it was really funny. Originally I was told there would be a role and then it was like, oh no, it's all young actors. And my response was, oh, that's right. There were no old women in the West. What was I thinking? And then it's like, oh, hold on. The saloon owners, the brothel owners, the mothers, the grandmothers, the ranch owners. Oh, we were there.
Absolutely.
We were there with our gray hair and our rifles, our one-hand shotgun, coming for the bad guys. Oh yes, I'd like that role.
And you always know how to use a gun.
Yeah,
The
get
old
off my
ladies
porch.
are always fit in using a gun.
Yeah, I want to be that woman. Get off my property. You think
Yeah.
my son, my husband, they're bad guys? You haven't tussled with me yet.
Maybe that will happen. Who knows?
Again, here we are crossing our fingers.
Yeah. We will add that to the wish list because
we go.
maybe when I will win the 100 million euros,
There we go. You will be queen of the world. You'll be in charge. I like this.
then I will be the funder of all the verticals
right.
with great
Yes.
storylines,
You have a voice now, but now it will be a voice with power. I like this trajectory for
Or
you.
maybe I will find the hidden billionaire. It's
Oh,
nearly the
yeah.
same than winning the lottery jackpot.
I feel like you need to just be the secret billionaire. Let them come looking for you.
Maybe the hidden heiress and I don't know it yet.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I will keep you updated. If
Yeah,
it-
please. Shoot me a DM when you find out.
I will. Theresa, thank you so much for your time. It was really a pleasure talking to you.
Oh, it was absolutely delightful to talk with you, and I look forward to all that is next for you, the podcast, your future as a producer, and all the things you will do. Again,
Yeah.
I thank you for your time and your platform.
It was a very nice time talking to you. And if you ever come over to Germany, let me know.
Yes, you know I will.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you very much, Theresa,
Thank
and have a
you.
great day. Bye.
You too. Bye.
This is a wrap on this episode, and I hope you tune in again.